Well, hey everyone. I just wanted to make this quick video to explain, the term assault. Because I said I was going to do that in my other video where I was giving the Tomb Raider example, and I didn't get to fit it in to that video, so I'm doing it on another video. Well, the term assault basically means, attack. So, you hear the words assault rifle, you automatically think, oh, well, they're talking about assault rifles, but a lot of people hear that and then they just think, oh, well, that just means it's a machine gun. Like, no, they hear the word assault and they just automatically think they're talking about guns. No, well, the word assault means attack. So you don't believe me or believe it or not, this is actually common knowledge, and you can say I was assaulted, and you could have been held at knife point, basically. Like, a knife could have been held to your throat, more or less, for you to use the word assault. So, a gun doesn't need to be involved for you to use that word. There's also the fact that people, with all the gun control debates going on, they're talking about banning semi-auto weapons. Like, oh yeah, let's ban semi-auto weapons, thinking that means assault, AR-15 assault rifles and all this other craziness. It's like, no. The term semi-auto basically means, like, you pull the trigger once on any weapon and it fires one bullet, and then you pull the trigger again and fires another bullet. Basically, the term applies to handguns and pistols. So it's just another fancy word for saying weapons that shoot, basically, can be banned. So, if you're saying you believe in the right to self-defense, but saying you want a reasonable gun ban and a semi-auto gun ban, then that's what that means specifically. Like, you're basically saying you don't believe in the right to self-defense, even though you just said you did. And if you don't understand what I mean, it's like you're saying, okay, well, I believe in the right to self-defense, so, I want to own my handgun. But then when you say, I don't believe semi-autos should be out on the streets, you're basically saying, with different wording, that you do not believe in self-defense, because you're saying you don't want people to own handguns just by not using the direct words. You're using different wording there. So that's all that means, pretty much. There's all these different terminologies they use, but if you read the Second Amendment, it actually says, we, the people, are a well-regulated militia, meaning we're very well armed, and such rights shall not be infringed. And that's in our Bill of Rights. That's our Second Amendment. And most people think, like, okay, what's the most important amendment? Well, most people think it's the first, and it's like, no, it's not the first, it's not the fourth, and it's definitely not, like, the fifth or whatever. It's the second one, because that's what helps to keep our government in check. Like, people think, oh, well, our government's made of a system of checks and balances, being the legislative branch, the judicial branch, and the executive branch. But no, right now, the executive branch is not even listening to our legislative branch, in fact, like, all our branches are in league with each other in some form, like, because, our executive branch isn't listening to the legislative branch, but then they're in league with the judicial branch, so that system's not working right now, not so well. And there's a lot of people that know about something like that going on. There's also the fact that there's more to it than just simple. It's just not so easy to explain, um, because not only are they in league with each other, doing all this crazy stuff that we really don't need them to be doing. People are really getting, lazy to the point of where they're like, who cares? Let them do whatever. It's like, no, really. You the government doesn't live with you, they don't live in your home. So, you think law enforcement should be able to help you, but, I mean, if someone breaks into your house, you call the police and they take 20 minutes to get back to you. What does that do for you? I mean, by this point, the thief probably walked out with all the stuff he wanted, or you're dead and they get there too late. Even if you yourself do not want to own a firearm, does it make it right to take it away from people that might need it? Because I can tell you right now, I won't take it away from any criminals. Why? Because they don't even go through the legal system to get their weapon. So it wouldn't make sense for the criminal to be disarmed if they don't go through the legal system to get the weapons in the first place. It's not going to be registered, so it's not going to be known. But you, as a law-abiding citizen, would be the one with the registered weapon, and they'd know you have the weapon. So, that's a different story. Anyway, that's just something I wanted to bring up, because that is important. I mean, there's single mothers out there or mothers that are home with their kids, and then the husband's at work, and like the recent home invasion in Georgia where a woman with 2 or 3 kids was being attacked she was about to be attacked, because the guy broke into her house and he was looking around the house looking for her and her kids, and she shot him with the gun a few times. She had a revolver and she shot all 6 bullets at him, and he tried to get away, but the sheriffs got him and told her she did the right thing, so it actually saved her. So that's one example of, responsible gun ownership. And then there's a lot of things you don't hear about how, a gun was used to save people, but you hear about the convenient abuse of it, and a lot of weapons that are illegal to own, essentially. So I don't see how trying to ban guns is a solution. Not only that, as I talked about, that how we have death camps set up, we'll be in Nazi America, basically. Because I'm sure, like I said, at least I think I said, if I didn't say it, I'm sure you guys know about, Jesse Ventura. He was a pro wrestler. He was on WWE before. It was called WWF a while back, a long time ago. He was on that as a pro wrestler. He was a Navy SEAL before that, and after the pro wrestling, he was a Minnesota governor. So, he was on the inside, so he knows a bit about what's going on. And, he had a show Conspiracy Theories, which I think ended just recently, like, with last season or whatever. But I do know that, like, the first season, he did an episode about FEMA camps. Basically, your modern day concentration camps. And they were called residential centers. And the episode is actually on YouTube. Like, you can actually find it and watch it if you want. But this was aired on True TV, so national TV in America. And after that, the government went and basically attacked the parent company, which I think it was Warner Brothers, about that episode. And if the government attacked it, then they had something to hide, because if it was just a conspiracy theory, why attack the theory that this might be going on, or that, this could be happening if it's not really happening? See what I'm saying? Like, isn't that just strange? I'm not saying take my word for it. I'm saying think for yourself right there. Doesn't that sound suspicious? Anyway, I'm just going to leave it at that and say, be safe. And whether you're a young kid that just likes entertainment, like, meaning whether you're 10 years old, whether you're 16, 15, talk to your parents about this, talk to your older siblings about this, make this an important issue. I mean, because I'm 22, and I can tell you right now, if I'm looking for a job, I don't have one, and it's hard to find one right now. And I can tell you in my future, with the way things are going right now, I won't have a pension, meaning I will not have money when I retire. For whatever years I have left to enjoy my life. So it's just hard, and it's gonna be worse for you guys when you get older if we don't start making this a focus right now. Like, we don't start to think about all the stuff going on right now, we're not going to see a better tomorrow. We're not going to see it. We might not even see a future at all. Like, because with everything going on, something is going on. I'm just going to leave it at that and say there's something going on. I'm not going to say I know what it is. I'm not going to say this is what's going on, because, that promotes all these conspiracy theory stuff. I'm just gonna say that there is something going on. That much I do know. And we have to start looking for answers. And in my other video I said this. I hate politics. But what made me pay attention was one of the things I love to do, which was, video games. Of course, I love playing video games, and when I went to look up news that video game related, it led me to news about the government, because one report I read, it was about the next Xbox coming out soon. It started leading to other reports about the government, basically, and how Microsoft plans to made this document for younger kids. This would basically be like a book report paper, a paper that talks about all these different rules on how to use basically how to use a security system, but the security system lets people watch you through your own camera. So whether you're playing on the Xbox because the Kinect is going to be built into the next Xbox, or whether you're you know watching TV, they're gonna be able to watch you, and you're thinking, oh well, that's not so bad. Well, do you really want them to watch everything you do in your room? I mean, because I wouldn't want my parents in my room if, you know, I was, well, getting dressed, for example. So, that is a total invasion right there. And then it also talks about regulating how you use your stuff, or, who uses your stuff. Basically, their way of saying, okay, well, even though you bought the game, even though you bought the movie, even though you bought the music or whatever you decide to use, they can tell you whether or not you're allowed to use it, and they can tell you whether or not your friends are allowed to use it, and if they do allow you to use it, they'll charge you money. So, like, imagine having, like, like, I think I said this in the other video, imagine you invite a few friends over to watch a movie, like 5 friends, all of a sudden you're paying like $60 for all of you to watch one movie as you're watching it. They're charging you right there. So it's, almost like you're going to the movies. So really. And that's where, all this started coming to my attention. That's where all this started becoming like, whoa, whoa, whoa for me. Anyway, I just wanted to explain, the term assault, and I ended up explaining all this other stuff. So I'll end the video here, and hope everyone has, a good day or whatever. And, just talk about this with people and bring up this topic, because this is important since it affects our futures. And we need to act now, otherwise we may not have a future. Anyway, be safe, have fun with whatever entertainment you enjoy. And if you're passionate about getting into those fields, I say work hard to get there, because I know it is hard. Anyway, I'll make another video soon. Take care. Bye.